Hi kids, I'm going to be doing a short video on Machu Picchu. Machu Picchu is an ancient Incan archaeology site, and so this is a picture of it in the background. It's got the beautiful stonework along with kind of the green terraces. We're going to get into that, more about it as we go. So, first I'm going to talk about the basics. We think it was either a royal estate or a religious site. We're not really sure which. It was abandoned about 100 years after it was built, so they did not spend very long there. It's about 5 miles big, so it's actually a pretty big archaeology site. There are 3,000 steps that lead up to it. It is outside the city of Cusco, which is the capital of Peru today, modern-day Peru. But Cusco was also the capital of the Incas. This is a modern picture of Cusco. And then in the background you see the mountains. We're going to get to Machu Picchu. It is up on one of these higher mountain peaks. So, Machu Picchu was rediscovered in 1911 by Hiram Bingham. He was an American archaeologist. Yes, this is a photo of him. He looks a little weird, dressed a little weird, just how they dressed at the time. So, before he rediscovered it, it was a secret only known by some of the native people, or some of the people that lived near it or around it. He had to climb a tall mountain to reach it. He was led up the mountain by an 11-year-old boy. So imagine someone your age being like, oh, I know where this thing is. I'll lead you up the mountain. So, young kid, killer explorer. Hiram Bingham and his crew took artifacts, pottery, jewelry, that kind of stuff, from Machu Picchu and sent them to Yale University to be studied. These items were not returned to Peru until 2011, so almost 100 years later. What's odd is that Peru, as a country, had been asking for these artifacts for almost 50 years before they were sent back. So it took a really long time for the things that were Peru's to get back to Peru. So, Machu Picchu. It is in the Andes Mountains. It is surrounded by tropical rainforest, so it often blends in. Especially when they first found it, the tropical rainforest was kind of overgrowing. Irrigation system. This is just waterways that bring water to crops. So if you notice these like stone steps, there would have been like crops growing on them during the Incas' times. So the stones are cut perfectly to fit together. So notice in this picture, there's nothing in between these stones. There's no mortar or anything like that. They just fit together so well that they don't fall apart. This is also called the Temple of the Sun. This first picture up here is when you're kind of walking up, and if you look straight up at it, this is if you're above it, kind of looking into it. And this is when you're right up on it. There are 5 zones within Machu Picchu. There's the city proper, a farming area, residential, which is where the people lived, the royal area, where the royals lived, and the sacred area, which is more of like a religious site. Think about like temples. Today, Machu Picchu has been a World Heritage Site since 1983. It was declared one of the new 7 wonders of the world in 2007. It's South America's most famous ruin, so generally if people are going to visit ruins in South America, they almost always stop at Machu Picchu. It has over 100,000 visitors per year, and notice here I have this picture included with tons of people just kind of walking their way towards it. It's home to several endangered species. One beautiful species is this beautiful llama. There's a lot of them. Just hanging out in Machu Picchu. So if you visited, you would see not only the ruins, but probably a lot of llamas. Peru works really hard. They have a lot of rules about not touching things, being really careful to try to preserve the site. So, this is a picture of like pottery, that one of the artifacts that was returned to Peru in 2011. And this is another picture of the terraces, the farming. So, you guys need to answer the questions. There's also a link to a virtual tour. You just need to listen to her. There's one question that is about the virtual tour. Part of it is 360, so you can actually rotate around and look at everything. There should be a voice, so make sure you have sound. She'll kind of give you some information. If you have any trouble, let me know. So, hope everything's going well. Bye, guys.